Merry Christmas and happy holidays, Rogues Gallery. Today, I am honored to share with you some of the biggest and most exciting news that I've ever had to share here on Red Zone Rogue. You've read the title, you've seen the thumbnail. That's right. I am going to Japan. Not only that, I'm going to Japan to do casting and coverage for the Shadowverse Evolve English World Championship. And like I said, this is a true honor, and I think it's going to be a blast. I can't wait to put on an excellent show for all of the Shadowverse Evolve fans out there, and I'm going to be doing casting alongside of Ignidius, who's actually a content creator that I'm pretty familiar with because I love Shadowverse, and he's basically the Shadowverse guy. So really, really awesome. And yeah, that's basically going to be today's video. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about some other things in Shadowverse that I'm going to be involved with, and as well as some plans that are going to be centered around Japan. Because for you, everyone out there, I said that weirdly, but for all of you out there, what this will mean is there's going to be some unique content here on Red Zone Rogue around that time period. And if you couldn't tell, I am beyond exciting. This is more or less dream territory, right? Being able to do casting and coverage, not only in Japan, but for an anime card game that I genuinely love. But not only that, the venue is in Akihabara. It's Electric City. It is, you know, otaku capital of the world. All of these things together is just like dream territory for me. So I am over the moon excited for this. And like I said, absolutely honored to work with both Bushiroad and Cygames in this venture. So let's talk about it. So the first thing I want to mention is that this is not the only Shadowverse Evolve event that I'm going to be going to. I'm also going to be going to the Last Chance Qualifier in LA on January 20th. Now, I'm not going to be doing casting and coverage for that event. I'm going to be there as kind of like as a media guest, but I'm also going to be playing in the event. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you want to catch me at a Shadowverse Evolve event before the World Finals, I'm going to be at the LCQ in LA jamming some games. It's going to be a great time. I'm not sure what deck I'm going to be playing yet. I still have a lot of testing to do, but I'm leaning towards either Uma, Sword, or Dragon. I think those are kind of what I'm leaning towards. The Sword deck is like your mid-range Sword, and the Dragon is like your discard Dragon. One of those three decks is likely what I'm going to play at the event, and I'm very, very much looking forward to that. So catch me there if you want to go there, or if you want to go there and compete and then qualify for Worlds. And once again, I'm going to be doing casting and coverage at Worlds in Tokyo, in Akihabara, on February 3rd, I believe, is the event. So let's talk about that. So yes, I'm going to be there from basically the start of February for like about a week or so, right? The event is on February 3rd, but I'm gonna be extending my stay a little bit to do a little bit of sightseeing around Akihabara. I'm not gonna be doing a full nationwide Japan trip this time because since it's happening on February 3rd, there's a ton of card games releasing around then. Because of that, I want to get back to the studio and then do coverage for all of these things, right? Specifically for Shadowverse Evolve, the third set, or maybe the fourth set if you count Uma as the third set, is going to be dropping that weekend, as well as the new Flesh and Blood set, Heavy Hitters. And then the Grand Archive set's going to drop like a couple weeks before that, so I'm going to have a lot of content that I want to get back to the studio to record for all of you. But I did still want to spend some time and explore Akihabara, and maybe a little bit of Tokyo outside of that. So I'm staying for a couple extra days, and I'm going to be filming a really fun vlog and just kind of like going to all of these cool places in Akihabara that I really want to go to. There's video game places, there's anime stores, there's just general like tech places, and of course a bunch of card shops. That's one of the big things I want to do, is I want to hit up all of the card shops in Akihabara. The Shadowverse World Finals event itself will be live streamed just like the Japanese version, the Japanese Shadowverse Evolve coverage. So you can catch me on the live stream on February 3rd with Ignidius doing all of the sweet World Finals Shadowverse coverage. I am super excited for this. I think it's going to be a really, really fun meta. There's a good handful of decks that I think are really, really good with the recent like pre-bans and pre-restrictions, I guess you could call them, going into this meta with like the 2 Uma cards as well as Shenlong. I think the meta is going to be a little bit spicier than people might initially think, though I still think Uma and Dragon are still going to be very, very good. But I think the opportunity for some rogue style decks, or maybe some decks that are a little bit underrated, could kind of like squeak in there. So I think it could be really, really fun and interesting. Like I said, personally, I am looking to play for the LCQ event, Discard Dragon, Midrange Sword, or Uma. But there's also some other ones that I'm playing around with. I've upgraded all my decks. I now have 9 Shadowverse decks. I now have 9 decks, so really looking forward to jamming those. Other than that, that's kind of my... Those are kind of my plans. So yes, I'm going to Japan for about a week or so. Going to be doing some vlogging. I'm not sure the structure of the vlog. I'm not sure if I'm going to do like commentary as I record everything. I'm not sure if I'm going to do post commentary, but either way, expect at least a video covering that. I'm also going to be doing a video covering my experience at the LCQ in LA. Talking about, you know, how the event went, maybe, you know, the meta, as well as just how, like the quality of the overall event, kind of like how I did for Grand Archive for their first Ascent. So look forward to that as well. I think 2023 is really shaping up to be a year that we return to our roots a little bit here on Red Zone Rogue, because if you know, we started out covering anime TCGs like Force of Will, and, you know, getting back into the swing of things with 2 out of the 3 games that I cover regularly being anime TCGs, which feels very nostalgic to me. So thank you all for coming on this journey with me. We're going to be going to Japan. We're going to do casting and coverage in Akihabara in Tokyo. Once again, just going to reiterate how honored I am to be in this position, and really, really looking forward to putting on an excellent show for all of the Shadowverse fans out there. I just can't be more excited for this. I hope you catch the live coverage, or maybe after the fact if you're not able to catch it live. But in any case, stay tuned for more weekly Shadowverse Evolve content here on Red Zone Rogue. We got a lot of stuff in the pipeline. I have so many videos that I might end up doing more than one a week. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We're going to be doing deck techs for all of the decks that I mentioned, especially the Uma deck. That's probably going to be the next Shadowverse Evolve video, as well as some other stuff surrounding Shadowverse Evolve. I want to get some gameplay videos back here on the channel, and all of that really good stuff. So, hey, let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. And yeah, we'll see you around for some more Shadowverse Evolve content here on Red Zone Rogue. Thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful holiday season. I hope you're all healthy and happy out there, and we'll see you next time.